After 3 deadly terror attacks in as many months, Britain's Prime Minister said that she's prepared now to rewrite current human rights laws if they get in the way of attempts to implement new anti-terror legislation.
I mean longer prison sentences for those convicted of terrorist offences. I mean making it easier for the authorities to deport foreign terrorist suspects back to their own country. And I mean doing more to restrict the freedom and movements of terrorist suspects when we have enough evidence to know they are a threat, but not enough evidence to prosecute them in full in court. And if our human rights laws stop us from doing it, we'll change the laws so we can do it.
Theresa May's approach to countering terrorism differs from her political opponents. The Labour Party leader, Jeremy Corbyn, wants an overhaul of foreign policy connected to attacks to foreign wars. He's insisted he would do everything possible to prevent further atrocities, but has voted against anti-terror legislation 17 times since becoming an MP. And Tim Farron, meantime, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, says May cannot be trusted on the issue of security. He believes the police need to be given more resources to do their jobs. Meantime, British authorities have revealed more details about one of the London Bridge attackers. It's emerged that as well as appearing in that documentary called The Jihadis Next Door, he also worked on the London Underground. Polly Boyker reports.
His extremist ideology was right there for British authorities to see. Karam Butt's radical views were captured on camera in 2015 for a documentary about jihadists that was watched by millions in the UK. MI5 did look into him, but they found no evidence that he was planning an attack, and he was deemed low priority. So low priority that he was able to get a job with the London Underground. He's said to have worked at various tube stations, including Westminster, which is right next to the British Parliament. Incredibly, it's reported that he was sacked for poor attendance and not his extremist views.
Karam Butt worked for London Underground for just under 6 months as a trainee customer service assistant, leaving in October last year.
And the revelations don't end there. This is the block of flats where Karam Butt lived with his young family on the ground floor. One neighbour's told journalists that his wife reported Butt to the police 2 years ago because she was worried that he was trying to convert children to radical Islam. On another occasion, a former friend reported Butt to the police because he was worried that Butt had been radicalised through watching online propaganda. What was he like? Can you tell me?
Just friendly, just friendly.
What were like his interests? I've heard he was into football.
No, I knew him from playing table tennis. Yeah, so.
Did he ever talk about any sort of about Islam or extremists?
Nothing at all.
It's a bit of a shock, obviously, that we've got somebody, living to us like that that's so close.
We don't know who is the criminal, who is the, terrorist, that's always we feel unsafe,
This is the all-Muslim gym where Karam Butt is said to have worked, trained and attempted to radicalise fellow Muslims. The man who runs this fitness centre is said to have helped train London's 7/7 bombers. They've posted a letter on the door saying that Butt did occasionally train here, but they didn't know him well, nor did they see anything of concern. Perhaps they didn't, but anti-extremism campaigner Mohammed Shafiq had flagged Karam Butt when he met him in Westminster back in 2013 after the murder of British soldier Lee Rigby at the hands of Islamist fanatics.
Karam Butt decided to call me a murtad. It's what ISIS used in Syria and Iraq to describe somebody if they want to kill them. He called me a sellout and somebody that should be, killed. I'm just really angry that time and time again members of my community have reported information to the police about these individuals, people involved in extremism, and the authorities did not take that seriously. Unless we learn lessons from what has happened and the failures, then I'm really concerned that further attacks could be planned and carried out and more people will lose their life.